30 Books 2026. Let's do this. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Harshita and this channel is Everything Books. So as you must have read by the title, 26 books I want to read in 2026. So 2025 was a pretty good reading year for me. I managed to read 30 books. So cutting it down to 26 feels achievable, right? So I have curated a list of 26 books that is honestly a little chaotic. We have classics, we have literature, we have a spicy romance book. The list is pretty long and we have a lot to go through. So please grab your coffee, tea, water, anything, and let's just dive into the video. So I have divided this list into different genres that I wanted to try. First in the list is fantasy and sci-fi. I wanted to start this year with something unreal. I Need My Dragons. So first on the list we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. So I am starting my year with Onyx Storm because Iron Flame ended on such a massive cliffhanger, and because I didn't buy all three books together, I had to wait quite some time to get the last part. And now I have finally got it. I am not gonna delay it any longer. I can't wait to read this. I need answers immediately. Second on the list, we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This has been on my list since forever. It's about a mysterious circus that arrives only at night, where two magicians are locked in a duel, but instead of weapons, they fight with imaginations. And then they fall in love. It sounds incredible and so magical. Next up, we have Blood Over Brighthaven by Emil Wang. I've heard this is a standalone fantasy that packs punch. It deals with magic, industrialization, and dark costs of utopia. So I wanted to try a high concept fantasy that isn't just about romance, and this feels like a good pick. The fourth is Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. So I'm preparing to have my heart broken with this one. It's a diary of a man who has low IQ and he undergoes some experimental surgery to become a genius. And it had its own consequences. So it's a sci-fi with human conditions. So it's a sci-fi classic. Last one on this list is 1984 by George Orwell. It's high time that I finally read this one. Second genre is the classics and historical fiction, which is my favorite. I absolutely love reading classics because it gives you the scope and time to slow down and complete the reading instead of just pacing through the thriller part of it. So our sixth book is Good Vibes by Louisa May Alcott. So this is a sequel to Little Women, and ever since I read that book, I was mesmerized by the cozy relationships between the sisters. So I got this when I got Little Women, but I didn't get the time to pick it up. But 2026, it's gonna be my time to rejoin the March family. Next up, we have another major classic on the list, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. It follows the story of a girl called Scarlett who is witty, smart, but also rebellious. I mean, which is exactly the kind of character I like. Next, we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is another great classic, and I'm so excited to read this one. Next up, we have Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I wanted to read this author for a very long time. I heard he writes some very good stories, so it's only fair that I tackle him now. I'm also aware that he's a difficult writer, but I'm up for the challenge. So in the story, there's a guy who wants to murder someone, and this follows the story of his mental anguish and after effects of that. It sounds very intense, like murder and all, but I want to see what the hype is all about. Next on the list, we have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. So I think it's set in Nazi Germany, and there's a little girl who steals book to share with her neighbors and a Jewish man she's hiding in her basement. It's going to be really dark and sad. I think all the books that I've selected are very too much intense, but let's see. Next, we have a very famous book and with a very interesting cover, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I'm not sure, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have seen this book literally everywhere. The cover page is so intriguing, the title is so intriguing. So yeah, it's literally about a woman who has seven husbands, who had seven husbands. So yeah, let's go see how this one is. So let's move on to another genre, literary fiction and finding meaning in reading. So this section particularly is very close to my heart apart from classics, because I wanted to read something that, feels that I can feel the connection to, knowing people's thoughts, what they feel like, how they feel like it. So yep, that's about it. Number 12 is Tuesdays with Maudie by Mitch Albom. I don't remember how long I have been wanting to read this. So it's a true story about the author who was visiting his dying professor every Tuesday. That's why Tuesday is with Maury. So they used to talk about life, lessons, death, and everything deep. I'm looking forward to a book full of enlightenment and full of wisdom, I think. Number 13 is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. I think it's somewhat similar to Tuesdays with Maury. Ove is a grumpy old man who points out everyone's flaws, but his world changes when a chatty young family moves in next door. So I have been told that this book makes people cry and laugh at the same time. Number 14th on the list is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. So this is a very short, cozy Japanese novel where people can literally travel back in time to fix their mistakes and regrets for as long as their coffee remains warm. So number 15th is The Pearl That Broke Its Shell by Nadia Hashimi. So if you follow me, you might already know that Khalid Hosseini has been my 2025 favorite. And I have been told that Nadia Hashimi writes similar stories around Afghanistan. So that's why I picked this book up for my 2026 TBR. So next up on number 16, we have an Indian author, The Covenant of Water by Ibrahim Verghese. I wanted to read something that is written by Indian authors because I've heard a lot that some books are really good, and this one was recommended by someone in Fable. So as Little Women is set up in the West, this one is set up in Kerala, India. So it spans across 3 generations of a family where at least one person in each generation dies by drowning. Number 17th, we have Ghachar Gochar by Vivek Shanbag. It's a very short book of 120 pages, and it's about a family in Bangalore who goes from being poor to suddenly wealthy and how money rots their relationship. The fourth genre is thrillers and mysteries. So whenever my brain's gonna be fried up reading all the sad and philosophy books, I'm gonna jump to these one. Number 18th, we have The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Honestly, there have been lots of mixed opinions about Frida. Some people absolutely love her, and some people are like, it's not that good. I am somewhere in the middle because, yeah, I mean, this book is gonna decide my opinion on her. Next up on number 19th, we have Yellow Face by Arif Kuwang. It has a very intriguing cover page, and I have been eyeing it for months now, but finally it's gonna be on my TBR for next year. A white author steals the manuscript of her dead Asian friend and publishes it as her own. That's very bad. On number 20, we have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. So it's about a popular podcaster who finds someone who shares her birthday, but the woman lies her way into the podcaster's life. So it explores the dark sides of such people and creators' life and all of that. I think it sounds like a Netflix thriller series. Aha, next up we have genre 5 and the last one, I believe, Romance and the Spice Experiment. Okay, let me tell you. I have never read any spicy books. Like whatever romance books I have read, they did not have a lot of spice. I would like to try more, so I specifically searched for it. 21 on the list, we have Good Spirits by B.K. Borenson. So I have heard this is a good Christmas book, so I am saving this for the next Christmas season. Number 22, we have The Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I believe this is a fake dating story where two people are ditched by their own partners and they come together as. I think if you're a Bollywood fan, this movie came recently of Varun Dhawan and Sunny Sanskari something, so it reminds me of that. On number 23, we have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So I am starting my spice journey here. So this turns out to be a gold standard for enemies to lovers workplace romance. On number 24, we have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I've heard the spice level is very high, but it's wrapped up in, fun comedy thing, so it's gonna be fine. Number 25, we have Twisted Games by Anna Huang. It's a bodyguard romance with a princess. On number 26, Hold Your Breath, we have Credence by Penelope Douglas. But this is a maybe. I have been told it's a very dark romance. Like, I might not like it because I've not ever read one. I should slowly make my way into dark romances, and I cannot just pick it up and expect to like it. This is a dark romance set in the Colorado mountains involving a girl and her step relatives. It's gonna be incest related, I believe. I'm intimidated, honestly. Abhi I've really heard it's controversial, it's crazy. I'm not sure if I will read it. I might DNF it. I'm not sure. Let's see. So yes, that's bringing us to the end of 26 books for 2026. But here's the thing. I read 30 books in 2025, and the competitive side in me is telling me I can do better than that. I'm adding 4 more books to my list because I want it to be 30 at least. So I've added 2 books in the thriller category. The first is First Lie Wins, and second is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. And I've added 2 in the romance category. First is Yours Truly by Abby, and second is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. Okay, now we are done, I promise. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching the whole video. It means a lot to me. Let me know if any of these books are in your TBR, and if you have read any of these books, feel free to leave a spoiler-free comment down below and I will definitely read them. Thank you so much for watching my video, and subscribe to my channel if you like this content. I will come up with a new video very, very soon. Bye.